This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
It's always good to see everybody hearty appetite, the delicious pizza. While you're eating, which is a big lesson, you could learn Torah while you're eating also. If you're ever eating a snack, you could open a Chumash at the same time and learn. It gives Hashem a lot of nachas. In this week's Parsha, we have the last three makkos. That's why it was called Boy. Boy is B'gematria 3. Bay is an Aleph. 2 plus 1 is 3. It's the last three makkos. And one of those makkos is the makkah of Choshech, of darkness. And the Medrash says the makkos lasted for 7 days. On the last 3 days of the makkah of Choshech, the Egyptians were frozen to their spot. Not only was it dark, but v'yomesh choshech, they felt and they couldn't move. 3 days they couldn't move. Now imagine if the Nazis that persecuted the Jews couldn't move for 3 days. Imagine what we would have done to them. Here we were in Mitzrayim, and the Mitzrayim who made us work day and night, they took away our freedom. We didn't have any money. They killed our babies. They couldn't move for 3 days. That means we could have come into the house. We could take all their diamonds. We could take all their jewels. We could take all their silver. And not only that, the guy that beat us with a whip, he's sitting there. We could punch him in the nose. We could kick him in the stomach. He can't do anything. But we didn't do any of that. Nothing. Moshe Rabbeinu just told us to do one thing. Go into their houses and check what they have. So later on, when we ask them for a loan, we want to take a loan, and they'll say, I don't have that. We'll say, yes, you do. I saw it. I saw it under the mattress. I was in your house. But imagine, we could have done anything, and we didn't do anything. That's a tremendous lesson. That's called self-control. That's called listening to our leaders and listening to Hashem. Now, during the Makkah of Choshech, 4/5 of Klal Yisrael died. Could be it was those people that didn't listen. You know, there was a blackout once. Your fathers might remember. There was a big blackout in Manhattan. And there was looting in all the stores. All the alarms didn't work. All the doors that were electronically sealed were open. People were able to go into the shop windows and steal, and people went berserk. So you imagine all the Jews, they could have taken all the money. And these Egyptians, they stole everything from us. They stole our freedom, they stole our money. After all, we didn't do anything. Because Jewish people have self-control. Now you have to ask yourselves, do you have self-control? Do you? In shul, do you make sure not to talk? That's self-control. That's self-control. A person that has self-control knows I'm not supposed to talk in shul. Right. A person that has self-control knows that I'm not supposed to yell at mommy. So, my mommy, keep it over aim. That's self-control. A person that has self-control doesn't talk in the middle of class, even during English. You know you're not supposed to do that. If you don't talk about that's self-control. We learned that by the Makkah of Choshech. During the Makkah of Choshech, the Jews, they saw the people that beat them and hurt them and threw their babies in the water. But Moshe Rabbeinu said, don't touch anybody. Moshe Rabbeinu said, don't take anything. Self-control. You know, that happened again in the Megillah Esther. In the Megillah Esther, the Amalekis wanted to kill us. Remember, Haman, Lahashmid, Lahrog, Lahabed, Kol Yehudim, and Avad Zaken, Taf, and Noshim, Yoyim Echad. They wanted to kill us all. But then when the tables turned, and we had the power, it says, V'abiza lo yishilchu es yadam. We didn't touch any of their money. Not one Jew. Not one Jew touched anything. By the way, that's why one of the reasons why we have the mitzvah of Matalas of Yoinim, to give gifts to the poor, because for the poor it was very hard not to touch anything. They needed money bad, and they didn't touch anything. So to reward them, we give gifts to the poor. But remember, as a Jew, we practice self-control. It's a big thing, self-control. That's why, you'll see sometimes we tell people don't climb on the roof. You come to a shul, it's not your money. You have to practice self-control. You don't climb on the roof. You have to practice self-control. You don't throw your tickets on the floor. That's self-control. You always say, how could I be a good Jew? How could I practice self-control? You know another example of self-control? We know now we're not supposed to talk bad about other people, but I want to say what happened. It's coming out of me. It's busting out of me. You got to hear the story. You're not allowed to do that. Oh, I need self-control. Self-control is a big thing. With the help of Hashem, all of us, by the way, it's not easy, but that's being Jewish and getting reward is for not easy things. We should all be able to practice self-control, and that merit, Hashem should bless us with everything wonderful. Good tavach.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.